today's live stream. Everybody have a good day. We're gonna get into some information this morning on the month of April. Okay. It's important that like I said, this is the beginning of the original nation. Broadcasts and live streams and getting this channel off the ground and get this information put out here, because for the past 108 years we're still kind of lost. We're lost. So we like to give the original nation, we give thanks to the Most High. Today is what is called April 17th, 2022. But I want to give you a briefing on the name April. The original nation, we don't call the month of April, April. Now we've been under the grip of the enemy or the oppressor or the opposer for at least over 700 years. That's how long we've been. The oppression started coming into these lands of North America. You know, everybody usually say 400 years, but it's actually longer than that. So, in my research, I researched about 700 years from the beginning when they started coming over here on the shores after the divide of North America, South America, and Canada, coming from across the Atlantic and also from over the Pacific. So you have different migrations coming from both sides, from California, from the back end of California, on the coast of New York, Florida, all on that coastline when the migration actually started taking place. And then right now, we're just giving information out. We need the people to hear the truth first. And then eventually we'll be giving live streams showing receipts, showing notes of everything that's being said today. So the original nation, we don't call the month April. This month is really called Akhet. Okay? Take notes of that. A-K-H-E-T. Okay? So today, the month is Akhet, not April. We want to get that in. We get this in our heads. We need to stop calling the names of the Roman. Stop giving names. Calling the names of the Roman gods April. All the names from all the way from January all the way down to December is the names of the Roman gods. And we need to stop everything that we call on and we give power to it every time the original people call on this name. And we must stop calling on the name of the month. And we need to also the year, because the year is, they fabricated their own year in establishing America, before actually America was even established. Like I said, we've been under this grip. It all started out with manipulation, mind manipulation, and telling of lies. That's how I started. So let's begin. First of all, I want to get you guys a a clear understanding. First and foremost, today is the month of Akhet 17th, year 15,108. And we want to give you the knowledge of the Almighty today. And I want to make clear, the original nation is not an offspring of nothing. The original nation is a nation. We don't believe in no religious nothing. The only thing we go with and live off of is civilization, living the means of peace and happiness, civilization, and truth. We don't call ourselves none of that. And we don't title ourselves no names. So, just to give you like I said, as we go on, we'll be going into depths of this. This is just to get kind of break the ice of what's about to take place here. For the rest of this year, we'll be just doing vocals and giving the information out verbally. So, okay. The word April, or the name April, it actually comes from the name. There's actually through time, the name changes, because the reason why they changed the name, because they want you to get sidetracked and make you think that it's somebody different, but it's the same. The word April comes from the word Aprilis. It also comes from the name Aphrodite, Apros, Apros. All these names is dating back to these names date back to the Greeks. Okay, this is actually Romans, and then the Greeks actually added on to it later. So, like I said, Rome had it at first, and they practiced evil. A lot of people say pagan. It's pagan too, but it's really more evil practices, spells put into these practices to keep the people in the mind lost. So a lot of the people we still worshiping our people, and the only reason why we're bringing up the scriptures a lot is because most of the original people minds is caught up into the church. Okay, so we have to be enabled to reach this information. We must get this information also in the church. This information needs to be at every synagogue, every mosque, every masjid. We need to get this truth out. So don't be surprised if someone is in the church teaching this truth. And remember, this broadcast is called "The Truth." The truth will make you free. Remember that the truth will make you free. Okay, let's continue. So, these words and names comes from the Greek goddess of love. So, and like I said, let me backtrack to the Pope Gregory the 13th and the Gregorian calendar. Just do your own research. All the stuff I'm saying, you can go back and check it out. Okay, check it out yourself. No one's trying to, like I said in my first stream, truth is truth. Truth will make you free one way or the other, but we're not trying to make you accept the truth. It's something that people have to accept on their own. So the truth is being put out there. You can take your notes and do your own research and then go from there. So April doesn't have nothing to do with the original nation, okay? And I advise all original people to stop calling on the names of the Romans. Okay? All right, let's keep continuing. Now we want to go into the word April. Okay, and today is the subject, and we want to go into what we call Easter. Everybody wants to get on up, but back to Aprialis. April, the word April all ties into Easter, and this is what people fail to understand. They set these dates and these months up for their holidays, for the so-called holidays. This is what they do. The Greek Astartes, the Passover. Another word is Posh. It all ties in to the ancient Babylonia and the Roman Empire. Okay, you can go into Jeremiah. We're getting into the scriptures to break this chain. We want to break the chains of the people because obviously the people. And then, like I said, part of this stream is to get through this time. We'll be going into who actually put this book together, who wrote the Bible, how did this book come together, and then how did the opposer was so successful in getting our people lost into the fairy tales and stories instead of the truth. Now, again, the truth is in the Bible. The current Bible today is just that our people, we don't know how to read, we don't know how to comprehend. That's the problem. Any book that we pick up, I don't care what book it is, we should be able to discern, decipher each thing that's being taught or being read or studied. But we don't have that. We're not equipped with that type of knowledge, so that our people are able to read and comprehend while they read. See, a person can read words, they don't, but you gotta understand each word, the power of words. Let's understand these power of words is pretty deep. But they put the opposer or the deceiver put spells on each word. Certain words is formulated and put in sentences and put in music, and it's all a chemistry to keep us in a spell. And that's other stuff that we'll be going into as we keep growing with this channel. Okay, but anybody wants to turn to Jeremiah 7:18, we're going into this celebration of Easter. And I advise the original people or the original nation, we do not need to be celebrating or partaking to any, letting our children Easter egg hunt, nothing. We keep doing it. We need to know the origin of the rabbit. We need to know the origin, how did the egg or the rabbit become part of this egg. And then right now I'm just going to give you an introduction of what to look for. Okay, so the egg, the not the chicken. We don't know what kind of bird it was, but you got a lot of mythological stories coming all the way back to Kemet, and where they got all this stuff and they constructed their own so-called holidays again. So again, we got Easter. Another word is Astartes, Estar, which some of these names go back to Isis, Diana, Estra, You'll see it spelled EOSTRA. Write some of this down. And then some of these people in the worship of Beelzebub, you can find this all in the Bible, but no one's teaching it. Someone has to actually teach this stuff in order for you to know that it's in there. Okay? And like I said, April is the month, and it's not called April. Each live stream, each month, we'll be giving you the name of the original months and what the month is called. And we would make attempts for whoever listens to this to stop calling the month April. Stop calling the month April, May, June. All these names is Roman. Stop. Advise anybody who's listening to this, try to put that in your everyday practice of life. At least call them the original. Do some research and call them the names that it was originally called before the Romans conquered. Okay? We'll do that. Okay. It's all deception. The 3-day back to Palm Sunday, the Passover. There's so much information that is going to be, shared. And this is just to give you an introduction of what to look for. And I just want to share to the people that people try to call it Resurrection Sunday still, but Resurrection Sunday is still practicing the Roman way, the pagan holidays. And then I have already gave you a list of what to look for. Things to look for. I'm gonna give you the list one more time. And then as far as the calendar goes, again, the new year starts April 1st. Okay, for the original nation. 10 days after the spring equinox. Okay, it's April 1st. Okay, and the things you want to look for again, it all ties into fertility. Like I said, this is a practice, and they still practice this today in a lot of European cultures over there. It's a month of sexuality. It's a month of orgies and producing. And again, I want you to also know the name April. The name April itself means open. But it's not just talking about open. A lot of this stuff goes back to their little orgy parties and goes all back to Aphrodite. And again, I need you guys to take these notes. I cannot not express them enough. So right now, turn your books so you can have some notes to Acts. Let's see, we got the scriptures written down here. Acts 12. Okay, turn to Acts 12, verse 4. Like I said, this information, only very, very few is teaching this. Very few. Everybody's still lost. And the attempt of this is to get the people to have something. Turn to Acts 12, verse 4. I'm going to read these scriptures and then we're going to wrap this up. Acts chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of the soldiers to keep him attending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. And the reason why I brought that up because it just goes to show you in that time zone of this book, it goes back to that time zone that they was worshiping. This all goes back to Peter, and the time of Peter, okay, and the time when Caesar was coming into rule. So that's just one verse of the scriptures that we need to go back to. But then I need you to turn to verse Jeremiah 44:15. Jeremiah 44:15. Okay, give you some insight. Then had all men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, Patros answered Jeremiah, saying, take note of Jeremiah 44:15. Do your own research on that. These are just notes, okay? So you guys can do your own research. Chapter 2. Go to see. They also this name of Esther. It's the name Esther was also the name Easter. Esther comes from the word, or they actually are the same cousin type, same name. Like I told you, there's several names. All goes back to Aphrodite. Okay, this Greek stuff. So the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 7, and he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai and her father and mother were dead, and took for his own daughter. Okay? This goes all the way back to Xerxes. Like I said, this so-called practice of Easter, Babylon, even the Babylonians had power. It was worshiping, and all they did through history was enhance the same day. It wasn't always called Easter. It wasn't always called April. Okay, but it all goes back to what they call the Queen of Heaven. Okay, one of the other names of the Queen of Heaven is Ishtar, or Diana. Same one. They changed the name to Diana or Diane. I mean, we can go further, but like I said, this today was just a live stream, so the people can have something to feed on. Take notes of what I said. Again, today is not the month of April; it's the month of Akhet. Remember that, Akhet. Year 15,108. 108 years since that time zone, and the original people we are still lost. We haven't. When I speak of the original people, I'm gonna keep it at that. I'll go down later how they didn't want us to be called original. They want us to be called other names beside what it really is. No one wants to accept nothing. we're caught in this web of division. We're caught in this web. It's a sticky web too, because everybody has we don't, again, I'm going to repeat this and end this. The original nation, again, and this truth broadcast, the truth will set you free. We are not a people. We know, we study the truth of all subjects. It's not one, and we don't get into no religious dogma. And this is just on this stream, but the attempt is to get our people's mind out of the religious mindset. Obviously, our people has absorbed more to the negativity of religion. Okay? We're not absorbing none of the truth. We're not. At one point, you can say that religion was okay. We can say religion had positivity, but not now today. It's getting out of hand. No religion. This is a nation strictly. I mean, you can make a religion anything. Anybody talk about worshiping another person? No. Making idols, deities of other people, and start worshiping them. We don't worship none of that. We're a civilized people. That's all we don't focus on nothing else. We don't call ourselves none of that. It is what it is. That's what a lot of stuff, names that we call ourselves, it's just words that make us feel good. Feel good. That's all it is. But today, knowledge Almighty. Okay. Note this, take this, and have a good day. And then we'll be building on the next live stream. One of the live streams is just giving you all introductions of the subjects that we'll be revisiting again. And then giving you receipts. And then we'll be breaking down each month the names of our month. We're not breaking down. No longer are we going to be calling April, May. But we will be breaking down where the origins of these words and these names come from. So you have an understanding. For all these years, we've been calling January, February, March, April. We've been calling January the new year. Again, January is not the new year. Let's get that in our heads. Okay? There's nothing. February, that's their new year. Okay? Whoever considers that being the new year, now that's your new year. But the original nation, we know for truth that it's not. And then like I said, this is the beginning of this broadcast. This is just to build it up and break the ice. That's all we're doing. Thank you. Catch my next live stream. Thank you.